Now, once you've introduced the basic slinging motion of the discus, it's important to introduce the block. The block is going to be very important because it's really going to help the athlete feel that summation of forces at the end of the throw. And so it's important to work on good sound blocking mechanics before you advance to any more throwing. So let me demonstrate now. The athlete will have their free arm nice and long, leading with their knuckles. At the midline of the body, they're going to feel a stretch or a pull with this left, and then they're going to break at the elbow and bring the arm into the side of the rib cage. What they're trying to do is stop the left side of the body to help accelerate the non-throwing side. Now, one of the biggest problems most athletes have is they won't block at all and bring the arm down, or they'll do what's called a soft or rotating block, where they bring it around and they never really stop the non-throwing side and get that transfer of momentum that we're looking for. So what we'll do in this drill now is the athlete is just going to work without throwing on basically just blocking. All right, ready and block. Ready and block. Ready and block. So now we just get them stopping that left side and getting used to it. And now we'll reintroduce the cone, and now they can start doing the block followed by the slinging action of the cone. As a coach, you can stand from the side, try and be at 90-degree angles, and then you can really get an idea if the athlete's stopping that left side. Make sure that the hand doesn't cross the midline of the body when they release, because you want maximum radius. Okay. Okay, now we're going to add a quarter turn to give a little bit more separation between the lower body and the upper body, which will change the timing dynamic a little bit, but you always want to make sure your athletes are performing the proper fundamentals of the block. When performing this drill, make sure your athlete pays attention to the discus orbit. In the slinging motion, remember the low point of the discus will be directly behind the athlete, and then as the athlete starts to come around, the discus will start to raise to a high point till it's 90 degrees away from the body. And so these are some important fundamentals to pay attention to when the athlete's performing this drill. Again. Now the athlete's going to add a quarter turn and pay attention to the orbit. Remember, the low point is going to be behind the athlete, and then the discus will rise, and as they block and begin to strike, you'll see the discus will be 90 degrees away from the body, and make sure the hand does not cross the midline of the body. Perfect. And as the athlete warms up, make sure they stay in that orbit and have the arm 90 degrees away from the body at release.